Antarctica, the frozen continent at the bottom of the world. A continent as mysterious and unknown as the other planets of our solar system, or a world in deep space, 1,000,000 light years away. For untold millennia, the secrets of this glacial wasteland were held frozen from the rest of the world, buried beneath a treacherous icy canopy. Then came the early Antarctic explorers, Wilkes, Scott, Shackleton, Amundsen, Byrd. Intrepid men of great purpose and endurance, searching for the icebound secrets of the unknown, unearthly, frozen continent. And following them, modern-day explorers, mechanized task forces of scientists and engineers from many nations, working together to uncover the secrets of Antarctica. Operation High Jump, the International Geophysical Year, Operation Deep Freeze. And now, after more than a year of exploration and research, a team of these scientists are leaving Little America. Their destination, the United States. Their cargo, specimens of animal and plant life from the bottom of the world.
Showtime, Skipper.
It's about time. What's on the menu?
Well, we got roast beef with mashed potatoes, turkey Marco Polo, southern fried chicken, or if you want something really special, how about Swiss cheese on white or American cheese on white?
Oh, great. Just what I wanted. Wake up, Sleeping Beauty. Your turn.
Is that an order, sir?
It's chow time.
I'd rather dream about it.
It's your watch.
Is that an order, sir?
That's an order.
Oh, what a face-to-face so early in the morning.
Well, all due respect, sir, but have you taken a look at yourself lately?
What's that?
Your breakfast, just the way you always like it.
Delicious. Chief, when you ship out of the Navy, you ought to apply for a job on a garbage scow.
Oh, now, Lieutenant, now you went and ruined my whole day.
Oh, cheer up, Sandy. We're going to be landing on Gow in about 3 hours. There's something there that'll more than make up for his insults.
What's that? I heard Gow Island was just a rock surrounded by water.
Shouldn't judge an island by its look, Chief. It's what's on it that counts.
You mean maybe there's some native women on Gow Island?
Well, I wouldn't say exactly native women. Especially one of them.
Yeah, what a doll. She's what you'd call a blonde bomber.
I go for the brunette. What a shape.
Oh, come on, fellas. Sirs. I clue in an old pal. We're buddies, aren't we, when we're off duty?
You think we ought to cut him in on our actions, Skipper?
I don't know. Let's think about it a while.
What the hell was that?
I don't know. There's no air turbulence. You better go check that cargo compartment, Chief. Something might have broken loose back there.
Right.
Speaking of cargo, what's all this stuff the scientists are taking back to the States with them?
Some specimens of plant life from the Warm Lakes area.
Sure weird-looking things, like undernourished cactus or something.
Well, imagine how you'd look if you survived the last ice age. To think of it, you do look a little like that.
Thanks. I'll remember that the next time you want to date one of my dates.
Ha, big deal. Watch your store, will you, Stevens? I'm going to go take a walk.
I have a choice. I'm outranked.
you ever do anything right, Phillips?
Well, Mrs. Spaulding, if your face was a weather report, I'd say there was a typhoon brewing.
I've got more on my mind than weather, Dr. Beecham.
I noticed that at the party last night. You weren't enjoying yourself very much.
Some party. Same stale jokes. Same 28 enlisted personnel and 5 officers and the same 3 civilians.
And the same women.
Now, let's see if you can do it right this time, Phillips. I don't want to spend a whole day here. I don't know why I bother with the weather report anyway. My contract's up. I've spent my sentence on this island.
I don't blame you for feeling like that. After all, it's not an island resort. And it's not a prison either. Any one of us could blow our stack if we let this boredom get the better of us.
I didn't blow my stack. Now look, Dr. Beecham, I'm a civilian meteorologist. I could have left any time I wanted.
But you didn't. And you don't have to leave tomorrow. I know why you stayed here, Spaulding, even though you hated the place.
You know how I feel about Nora, don't you?
Well, I know how you don't feel about Marie and Diane.
Well, at least my interests are normal. I'm beginning to believe Lieutenant Chandler's cracked. He's always talking with that mud of his.
Got your breakfast for you.
Well, I guess last night's catching up with me. Well, if you sit up, I'll give you what's in the bag.
Come on, sit up, boy. That's it. Sit. Want to roll over? It's a nice bag of food. Just give me one little roll. Just bark. Wag your tail. I'll take any one of them. Deuce.
Roll, sit. You know, one of these days I'm going to eat.
Oh, apparently Ensign Chandler's suffering from a bad hangover this morning.
I bet he can't even remember what he did last night. Let's have some fun with him. Good morning, Ensign.
Good morning. Morning.
Feeling better, I see.
Not really.
Oh, it was quite a night last night, wasn't it?
What?
Yes, I can hardly believe it really happened.
What are you talking about?
Ensign, we wouldn't have missed it for the world.
Now, wait a minute. You mean that you and I mean, you and I thought I was with...
Oh, don't tell me you've forgotten already. And when you really convinced me you preferred a more mature woman.
I did?
Well, it's a good thing we compared notes this morning.
At least we know who not to trust around here.
Do me a favor, don't talk with your mouth full.
Control tower, this is radar. I have a blip.
Roger, radar. When you have his position, let us know. Gow approach control. This is Navy 3255. Request landing instructions. Over.
Navy 3255, this is Gow approach control. Clear to make straight in approach. Runway 33. Wind calm. Altimeter 3025.
Navy 3255.
Business as usual. That's my motto.
Who have we got, Fred?
Just a goony bird coming in from McMurdo. No sweat.
See you later.
Would you repeat that, Polaris? What was the exact time of arrival? Over.
Touchdown time was 1600 hours, over.
Roger, Polaris. Gow control out. Well, the great lever is with us. Where? I take it you didn't do so well last night.
Well, about a half hour ago, I would have agreed with you, but now I'm not too sure.
Oh, well, explain.
I tried once already. Forget it.
Anything new? Nothing much. Good. Except the old man flew to the mainland.
Nothing much. But the old man gone, that means Charlie Brown's in command. Let's see how his rice to eminence affects it.
Tell him Commander Simpson's plane landed at 1600 hours. Oh, and Polaris weather advises of a low-pressure area building off the coast of Brazil.
Hello, Charlie Brown. This is your faithful companion, Tonto.
No jokes this morning, Rudd. I've got too much to do. Yeah, the old man flew out last night. Well, I can't tell you why, Rudd. It's classified. Radar, when? Okay, keep an eye on it. Let me know just before it lands. Oh, you idiot. Why didn't you tell me that first?
On it.
Lieutenant Brown, Holly. There's an R-4D on its way to the States that's coming in for refueling. It's carrying some pretty important passengers and cargo. We're going to be hit by bad weather tonight, so I'd take it as a personal favor if you'd get that plane airborne again as fast as possible.
Lieutenant, if I had another plane, I'd refuel it in the air. Yes, sir. The exec office is getting a little nervous. Afraid we won't know how to gas up that Goonie bird when it lands.
Well, what's so special about this flight anyway?
I don't know.
Navy 3255, Gow approach control. For radar identification, what is your heading?
Gow approach control, my heading is 350 degrees.
Roger, Navy 3255. Contact tower for landing clearance when you have island in sight.
Nora? I'm leaving soon. Do I get a goodbye kiss?
I'll be there to say goodbye when you leave.
After all these months together on this pile of rock, is that all I'm going to get?
You can catch up on your kissing at the weather station in Miami. There are plenty of pretty girls to help you forget Gow Island.
I could forget real easy if you were with me, especially in a bikini.
Cool off your imagination, son. I don't own one.
Look, Nora, I've told you before, you're the only thing that's kept me sane on this miserable island. Oh, come on, talk to me.
There's nothing to talk about.
All right, then listen to me. I love you and I want to marry you. Just promise me you'll come to Miami.
I can't promise you, Bob.
Is it that tinfoil lieutenant?
Maybe the scientists can make Congress realize the importance of Operation Deep Freeze.
Well, if their discovery is as spectacular as they claim, it ought to be a cinch.
After 8 years, I hope so.
Buried up to their necks in snow all this time, they'll be glad to see civilization.
I expect a warm bath would help a little bit, too. There you are. It's hot, too. I think I'll go see Lieutenant Brown for a minute.
Don't forget to give him those reports in your pocket.
Look, Andy, I'm not asking you to feed the president. Just give me a hot meal for 10 VIPs flying in from Antarctica. I don't care if you serve Eskimo pies, just as long as they're hot. It's going to be one of those days. Where's Simpson? He flew out last night on special orders and left you to run the store. So with my usual luck, that's when everything hit the fan. What beats me is how the Navy runs things with you kids. Oh, Doc, don't give me a lecture on the merits of old age. Nothing personal. Hey, fill me in on this hot lakes business, will you? My orders are to give this plane load of scientists top priority. About a year and a half ago, helicopter survey teams discovered right in the heart of the ice pack 300 square miles of ground, heated by underwater lakes, and containing a unique type of vegetation that must have been there, since before the first ice age. Buck Rogers isn't it? Not by a long shot. Anyway, the government sent scientists into the area, particularly men of my field, biology. Now, that plane is bringing back those scientists and some samples of the vegetation that they found down there. And they're coming right to you, Doc. And if you think that plane's going to get away from here without me having a look at those samples, you're crazy.
Gow control cleared us for a straight approach, Skip. Runway 33. Good, let's take her in. Where's the chief? I thought he was with you. No, I haven't seen him since he went back to check the cargo compartment. He probably fell asleep back there. Go get him. Tell him if he doesn't get on a ball, I'm going to ship him back to Antarctica.
Gow approach control. This is Navy 3255.
Oh, no! Dr. Farnham, come quick, hurry!
Navy 3255. Calling Gow flight control.
What's wrong, little man? He's out of his mind. The man's crazy. Stop him. He's trying to get out of the plane.
What's with this guy? He's way off course. Navy 3255, this is Gow approach control. Your heading is 293 degrees, correct to 300 degrees.
This is Navy 3255. Something's gone wrong. Gow?
What time are you back here? Let's get off here. Get those men back. Get those men back. Get the revolver.
Navy 3255, Gow approach control. Are you in any difficulty? Over.
Cargo doors. What the? Push it. Look out.
Navy 3255, Gow approach control. Do you hear me? Navy 3255, Gow approach control. Do you read me? Over. Lieutenant? Navy 3255 has broken off his approach. He doesn't answer my calls. You want to see if you can raise him?
Navy 3255, this is Gow Island Tower, over. Sound the alert. This is Lieutenant Rogers, sir. Navy 3255 has broken off his approach. He doesn't answer our calls. Yes, sir.
What's going on, Chuck?
We've got a plane in trouble. We may need you girls out on the runway. I'll call you from the tower.
Right. Diane, send the ambulance to the infirmary. I'll meet you here. Right.
I don't know, sir. I heard him yelling about pushing something out of the plane, and there were some shots. One of them must have hit the transmitter.
Where is he now?
He's about 6 miles out. I gave him his correct heading, but I don't know if he heard me.
Keep sending it anyway.
Oh, wait a minute, sir. He's altering his course. 230, 235, 240, 250. Well, he's holding his correct heading. That means he must have heard me.
At least we know his receiver still works. I'm going topside.
Navy 3255, observed your turn. Turn right, heading 330. I'll vector you to runway.
I've got the crash trucks and the fire control party standing by, sir.
Good. See anything yet?
No, sir. Not a thing, sir.
Where's Chandler?
Holy mackerel, I forgot.
What are you talking about?
You rang, sire? I'm back here checking out the condensers.
Oh, yeah.
Always in there pitching.
Well, come on out and pitch with the rest of the team for a change.
Navy 3255, you are now 5 miles from the end of runway. Your altitude should be 1,800 feet.
Now hear this. Now hear this.
This is a red alert. Repeat, this is a red alert. All personnel will report to their action stations immediately. Crash units and fire control parties stand by. This is a red alert.
Navy 3255, 3 miles from the end of runway, on course. Your altitude should be 900 feet.
There he is, right over the dock.
His gear's up.
Radar advise that ship is landing gear is up.
Navy 3255, tower advises your gear is not down.
Navy 3255, this is Gow Tower. Your gear is still up.
Let's get out of the field. Get those crash trucks rolling.
Right. Yes, sir. All right, roll those trucks. control party has everything under control.
Okay, get home on this.
Come on.
Leave the light on, Mother. I'm afraid of the dark.
Is anyone seriously injured, Chuck?
Nora, stay out of the plane till we're through checking it.
Charlie, come here.
I'm afraid it'll be quite a while before he can tell us anything. He's in a state of shock.
I've got to question him. He wouldn't hear you. His eyes are open.
They might as well be closed. He's in another world.
This man needs intensive care. He should be flown to the mainland immediately.
I'm afraid that's impossible, Doctor.
But I can't believe that you lied this story, Arthur. I simply don't believe in making a mountain out of a molehill. There were 7 scientists and 2 crewmen aboard. Now, what happened?
I bet he'd like to know, too. What about my transportation, Brown?
Your what?
I understand you're in charge, so get me a plane out of here. Mr. Spaulding doesn't enjoy our company. My contract expired yesterday. I'm on my own time now.
Oh, I'm afraid you're out of luck.
You mean I'm stuck here?
For the time being. Until we can clear that R4D off the runway, no planes could land anyway.
What are you going to do about it?
I plan to cry a lot. How about you?
Very good. Don't get smart with me, Brown. I don't intend to be isolated on this pile of rock with that killer.
It's Lieutenant Brown. And unless you know something that I don't, I wouldn't call that pilot a killer.
Are you trying to tell me that those people just walked out of that plane while it was still in the air?
I wouldn't try to tell you anything.
This is ridiculous.
At the risk of boring you, I'd like to ask a question. What's going on here?
If I could answer that, Doc, I'd feel a lot better. Doc, I'd appreciate it if you would supervise the unloading of that plane. Check the cargo completely.
I'm very anxious to examine those specimens from Antarctica.
Good, then you won't mind getting right on it.
Lieutenant, you're beginning to talk like a commanding officer.
This ain't a tea party. Let's move it. Come on, come on. Let's not take all day.
Give this to the chief.
Yes, sir.
You want to see me, sir?
Holly, we can't land any planes until this wreck is cleared from the runway. How soon can it be done?
Well, the ship's wings are okay. One prop is gone, but I got a spare. We can jack it up and roll it out of the way. Maybe fix it up to fly out of here.
Okay, see what you can do.
Yes, sir.
That Hollister. Ambitious, ingenious. I'll bet he's a lousy dancer.
Chuck, look here.
What did you find?
Some sort of a liquid, strong enough to eat into the flooring.
What do you think it is?
I'm not sure. I'll have to take it over to the lab and analyze it.
I'll let you know.
Say, the penguin that was in that crate's probably mixed up with the rest of the cargo. Watch out for it, will you?
I don't think so, Doc. Most of the stuff is already out. I'm afraid that penguin is missing.
Well, I've got to go over to the lab for a few minutes. Get all this stuff over at the warehouse. We'll examine it there.
Will do.
Take a look at this.
Bullet holes. Doesn't make sense. Somebody emptied a whole clip in here, but why? And why is there no sign of blood? Who'd miss 8 times in an area this small?
I'll bet the pilot could tell you.
He won't be telling anything for a while.
Oh, that's real handy.
What do you mean?
Well, I just think it's suspicious. Maybe it's just an act and he doesn't want to talk.
Look, don't you start accusing him. I've already got Spaulding doing that.
Look, I'm not too fond of Little Lord Fauntleroy myself, but this time he may have something.
You're forgetting one thing.
What's that?
Why is that cargo door open? What were they trying to push out?
Or escape from?
I'm sorry, Captain. Admiral Knight is still in conference with that committee from Washington. Yes, sir, I'll tell him.
An urgent communique for Commander Simpson from Gow Island.
All right, Miss Sharp.
Our landing pier is here on the leeward side of the island. If we enlarge it, as Admiral Knight outlined this morning, I'm sure we'll have no trouble at all getting our satellite tracking equipment ashore.
A message for Commander Simpson, Admiral, from Gow Island. It's urgent.
Urgent?
What is it, Commander? Bad news?
Bad enough, sir. It's something that concerns all of us.
The pilot of the ship was only survivor. Pilot still in state of shock. Fate of crew and scientists of the Antarctic expedition remains mystery. Lieutenant Brown, acting commanding officer, Gow Island Navy Base.
That must be the group that were conducting the Warm Lakes operation.
What does it mean the fate of the scientists remains a mystery?
They weren't on the plane when it made a dead stick landing.
I don't understand. I want a verification of this communique. There must be an error in transmission or reception.
I'll get on it right away, Admiral.
I'd hate to forward this information to Washington, then find out it was some sort of a hoax.
Lieutenant Brown doesn't joke, sir. If he says he's confronted with a mystery, you can believe him.
Mr. Jennings, send that Gow Island Navy communique on to the Navy Department. Add to it that we are awaiting more details.
Yes, sir.
Inform Lieutenant Brown on Gow Island that his message has been received and that I request a detailed investigation of the matter.
Look at these root fibers.
Wow. Looks like fur.
Yes, it suggests the possibility of an exposed root system.
What about the penguins, Doc?
Oh, hold those in the warehouse overnight. We can build an enclosure for them in the morning.
Okay.
How'd you make out with that stuff you found, Doc?
We're still breaking it down. Ought to know something by tomorrow.
What about the ship's cargo?
Well, there's one penguin missing. One bale of biological specimens broken open. Everything else looks okay.
I'll need a specialist report from you on the condition of the trees.
I'm a little worried about those. You know, plants are subject to shock just like animals. If we just hold them in bales, they may die.
Wouldn't that look great? These things have been living for 1,000,000 years. They come to Gow Island and we kill them. The Botanical Society will have us up for murder.
What do you think we should do, Doc?
I could plant them in the warm soil around our hot springs. That's close enough to their own environment, and it just might pull them through.
Sir, they found this one growing through the plain.
Tail feathers of a penguin.
Well, what about it, McBride?
Well, sir, they didn't find it back where the cages were. They found it up front near the entrance to the pilot's compartment.
Oh, all right, McBride. Thank you.
Yes, sir.
Well, Charlie Brown?
Well, what? I don't know what it means. I want a 24-hour guard posted next to that plane immediately. 2-hour watches, 24 hours a day.
You afraid somebody's going to steal the plane? Your wish is my command, sir.
Nora, this guy is spooky. He can't hurt you. It's those eyes. He just keeps staring like a zombie.
Diane, he's a very sick man. You shouldn't feel that way. Look, if it'll make you feel any better, go to the mess hall and have a cup of coffee.
Best offer I've had all day.
Where are you off to?
Anywhere with bright lights.
She seemed upset.
Our patient seems to be getting under her skin.
I don't blame her. He's enough to shake up anybody. And I don't like the idea of you being left alone with him.
I've seen men in deep shock before. It doesn't bother me. What brings on all this affection?
Relax, Nora. I happen to care what happens to you for a very good reason. I love you.
Nothing is going to happen to me. Unless you start getting ideas.
You're safe. There's something too antiseptic about an infirmary for romance.
Actually, you shouldn't be in here. It's been placed off limits.
The sailor boy's been at work again, I see.
He's only doing his job.
I think he enjoys being the big man.
Why do you always belittle him?
Maybe it's because I don't like the way he looks at you.
What a mess.
You won't fail. I know you won't.
Hell. I don't even know where to begin. I feel like I'm in a nightmare.
I've got to get back to the infirmary.
There's never any time.
I know.
Nora. Be careful.
Come here!
Who's there? Who's out there?
I don't know where the pilot is. Diane was supposed to stay here till I came back.
Sir, something's moving inside the warehouse.
What are you talking about?
Well, I heard something inside, so I called out, and whatever it was, it started for me.
What kind of bogey in the warehouse?
Grab a flashlight from the mess hall. Stay out here, Doc. McBride, stay with us.
place is a wreck.
Check over there.
Charlie, come here. Take a look at this.
Hey, don't touch it. Doc, come in here. Isn't this the same stuff that was on the plane? Yes, I'm sure it is. It's starting to eat through the floor. They're gone. What? The penguins. They're not in the warehouse anywhere.
I gave him a very strong sedative. He should sleep through the night without any difficulty.
How could a guy in his shape get out of bed in the first place?
Reflex action? Who can say? Aside from being weak, physically he's sound.
Brown, I demand you lock up this maniac before you attack somebody else.
Get out of here, Spaulding.
Please keep your voice down. This man is ill.
He's as healthy as I am. He's faking.
Come on, get up. You're not fooling me.
Put a man with a rifle on that door. If he tries to get in there again, shoot him.
What's the matter, boy? Something out there? What's the matter? What do you see? Will you keep quiet? What? Hey, come back here. Hey, boy. Where are you, boy? Hey, fella, where are you? Come on. Oh, there you are. Now, what's the matter with you? Now, there's nothing out there. What are you carrying on like that for? Well, whatever it is, it's got away. For Pete's sake, next time I get a dog, it's going to be a vegetarian. Will you come back here? I let you get me into these things.
Marie, take a look at this.
Understand.
I've never seen anything like it. Seems very corrosive, like it had an acid base.
It's reacting like an enzyme.
You scared the daylights out of me.
Sorry, kid. I just thought you'd like some company.
I haven't gotten over what happened earlier, and then you have to jump out at me.
I said I'm sorry. Forgive me?
Well, I'll think about it.
Good, good. Look, while you're thinking about it, why don't we go somewhere nice and private?
Why must you always use the same routine every time you talk to a girl?
Because I wasn't born inventive. Just persistent.
Well, at least you haven't told me what beautiful eyes I have.
I was just about to.
Oh, rut, you're impossible.
Yeah, but I'm also irresistible.
Wow. I think we better have a cigarette. Oh, my shoulder!
What's the matter?
Something's burning
Come on.
me! Oh, run, it's burning me! Help me!
What happened?
Some of that liquid we found on the plane was on the side of the building. Diane leaned against it and started to burn it.
Are you all right now?
I think so. It stopped burning.
I'll take it to the infirmary. You get somebody to wash down that wall.
I'll get right on it.
Every building on the base. What's not many of them? All right, we'll split into two groups. You search along the cliff area, and we'll start docking the trees for the warm spring.
I'd like to dissect a limb from those trees and use a microtome on it.
Well, that's your department, Doc. If you want to steal a twig, it's all right with me. While you're at it, find me an explanation for people disappearing.
Don't forget the penguins.
No, let's not forget the penguins.
Load them up, McBride.
Aye, sir.
As soon as you've completed your search, meet us at the springs. All right, Doc, let's go.
You men, come with me.
Where's Dr. Beecham?
Oh, he's the other side of the springs, planting some trees. Did you find anything?
No sign of West, no sign of the penguins, no trace of the scientists. A big zero.
These plants are most extraordinary. They're a living fossil, based on a structure that's unknown in present vegetation.
I gather Doc has made his tests.
Oh, yes. Here, have a look at this. Here. I'd like to know if there's anything that feeds off these things.
Why?
Some of the leaf stalks are broken off.
Are they fresh breaks?
Well, some are partially healed over, but there are some fresh ones. They look as if they've been bitten through.
Smell this place for miles.
The sulfur. Any luck?
Not a thing. Not even a sign of anything.
What about the nesting grounds?
Well, the birds got pretty upset when we went through, but nothing had been there before us.
I don't get it. There's something on this island, or else all of us are going nuts.
Speak for yourself, Charlie Brown. Say, how long Doc's going to be?
I don't know. But I don't want anybody wandering around out here after dark. Or anywhere else on the base, for that matter.
Say, why don't we get Hollister to string up some lights around the compound?
Good idea. Miller? Miller? Can you hear me, Miller?
That should have shocked him out of it. For a few minutes at least. What now, Doctor?
I don't know.
What is it?
Listen to his heartbeat. That's the heartbeat of a man in mortal terror.
Yes? Where? All right, Chuck. We'll take care of it. They found a body at the Warm Springs area.
Is it Seaman West?
No. They don't know who it is.
Massive damage to body tissues and vital organs caused by highly corrosive substance.
The same substance that was found in the airplane in the warehouse.
But whose body is it?
Well, it's beyond identification. However, the clothes are the type that are worn in sub-zero temperatures.
Antarctica?
That's right.
Must have been one of the scientists.
But how did he get to the Warm Springs area?
He fell out of the airplane. Through the open cargo door.
If anything starts moving around the island, it should show up on the radar. What about the birds? Will they give you any trouble?
Well, mornings and evenings, you couldn't spot a battleship beyond their nesting grounds, but they're down for the night now.
Good.
What is it we're looking for, sir?
Jim, if I knew the answer, I'd tell you. I'll try to get you relieved as soon as possible.
Just about got all the lights set up, sir.
For heaven's sake, stop it!
He's probably found a rabbit, Miss Hall.
I wish that's all there was out there.
Have you seen Brown? I want to talk to him.
After last night, I'm not sure he'd want to talk to you.
I'm the one that got belted. Are you angry with me?
What got into you?
I can't explain it. Well, I guess it was just a case of feeling helpless.
Well, you're way off base. That pilot was under heavy sedation all night. He couldn't have had anything to do with West's disappearance.
I know, and that makes it even worse. There's just no logical explanation as to what's happening, unless...
Unless what?
I've got an idea what happened to those scientists on that plane and where that body came from.
Wonderful. I could use a good theory.
Chuck, give him a chance.
For years, planes flying the Pacific have been disappearing without a trace. Do you remember?
Go on.
Well, there's never been a pattern to these Pacific vanishings. They seem to happen at random. Communication stopped. The crew's too busy to handle it to report.
And the what?
Something that can catch up with the plane and snatch the people out of it.
Oh, come on, Spaulding.
You think I'm a fool, don't you?
In a word, yes.
Look, we've got to do something to protect ourselves against whatever it is. Now, bullets haven't worked, but there's no creature living that can't be burned. I've made a dozen of these. They're Molotov cocktails. When the bottle smashes, the fuse ignites the gasoline.
Look, Spaulding, leave the protection of the base to me.
For God's sake, Brown, we've got to do something.
Well, if you're still a meteorologist, get me a weather report.
You were pretty hard on him. He was only trying to help.
Well, if you feel so sorry for him, why don't you go hold his hand?
With this ladder, will you? Where do you want to put it?
At the other end of the building over there.
that, Lieutenant. Just like Christmas, huh?
I'll see that Santa puts something special in your stocking, Holly.
That little brunette Diane would do me fine.
Throw one of the bottles over there. I'm going in there. Cover me.
Watch yourself.
What are you doing here?
Thought you might need another light, sir.
Now, stay close to me.
Marie!
Can you see them? No, they're covered by the trees. Couldn't you find her?
No.
Well, she couldn't just disappear. We saw the branches moving.
She wasn't in there. This is all we found.
You could have been killed.
Take it easy.
Hold me tight for just a minute.
It's all right, baby. It's all right.
What happened to Marie?
I don't know. She's disappeared just like West. There was something else in there with us. I could see the branches moving.
Think we should post another guard in case the bogey decides to come back?
Sir, Lieutenant Rogers called from radar. He wants you to come over right away.
All right. You better go inside. It looks like it's going to be a long night. Take care of the guards. See that they stay well inside the lighted area.
Yeah, watch yourself, Charlie Brown.
This is just too much pressure for one man to carry.
I envy him. Not his job.
That's it, sir. Down by the nests.
It started about 5 minutes ago.
That fuzziness is what the birds look like when they're flying.
Something's upset them. They've never flown at night before.
Whatever we went after must have headed straight for the nests. Made good time, too.
Well, there's one good thing.
What's that?
If it's there, it's not here.
Unless there's more than one of them. I'll be at the mess hall.
Hey, fella, where are you?
Something grabbed hold of the dog, and Ensign Chandler went after it. I heard him scream. Those are Ensign Chandler's. He was holding them when he went after whatever it was.
I'm sorry, Chuck.
How many more people are going to die before we stop this killer?
Sir, something got into the generator shack. All the wires have been torn loose.
Can it be repaired?
I don't think so, sir. The generator's completely disabled.
Okay, let's take a look at it. Come in.
You wanted to see me, sir?
What? Oh. Yes, Jim. Sit down.
Oh, that's all right, sir.
I'm making you executive officer, Jim. I don't know how much longer we're going to be cut off like this, but... What did McBride decide about the generator?
It can't be fixed, sir.
Then I want you to get all the men you can and start them converting empty oil drums into flare beacons. At least 30 of them.
I'll get them started right away, sir.
Also, have more of those gasoline bombs made. And gather enough wood for 4 large bonfires.
I'll have to take men off their regular duty.
Do whatever you have to. But work fast. We've got to have those fires operating by nightfall.
Right, sir. Chuck.
How do you feel?
Fine.
Sure.
Sadness is like the common cold, Doc. No one's ever found a cure for it.
Except work, maybe.
Yeah, maybe.
Help me. Say, Chuck, why don't we check out the nesting sites? Something was stirring those birds last night.
I'm short of men.
Let me do it. Well, I just can't sit here. I want to help.
All right. Take Twining with you. His radar's no good with the power gone.
Thanks.
Just be back well before dark.
We will.
What have you got there?
I'm not sure. Last night when Rutt was killed, I heard a noise at my feet. Saw this. It was trying to crawl back into a hole. Now this could be the thing that bit or stung the dog that Rutt went after.
Oh, look, Doc, before the installation was built, a team surveyed the island. They reported no snakes or anything poisonous except small spiders.
I read that survey this morning. No, I think this came in the plane with the... You know, I wish we had a name for it.
Well, you're not going to say that anything this small had anything to do with 9 men vanishing from the plane or all the disappearances on the island?
No. This may be a new problem.
Keep those drums at least 30 feet apart.
What's the situation with our emergency power?
We can generate enough power to light the mess hall. About 3 hours a night. The rest of the buildings will have to use Coleman lanterns.
Well, as soon as you finish here, check the bonfires. What brings you out here?
Well, that's a very enthusiastic greeting.
I guess I'm not very enthusiastic today.
I brought you some coffee. You didn't even eat breakfast this morning.
You're behaving like a wife.
Is that a pleasant thought?
Pleasant? Yeah, I guess so.
Remember, we're not alone.
They're too busy to notice us.
Chuck, how do you really feel about me?
That's a funny question.
Things happen faster in a crisis. Time seems to speed up, and things like how you feel about me suddenly become very important.
You're a beautiful girl, Nora.
Is that all?
Baby, I can't give you the answer. I don't know it myself.
What happens to us later? When this is all over?
I don't know. I do know that when I look at you, it tears me up inside. That's now. Later, we'll have to talk about later. After we make sure there is a later.
Chuck, you know I'm in love with you.
Give me some time, baby.
There are more than one of these things. I'm sure of it. When we checked the nesting sites, there were several paths of destruction leading to it. I'd guess there are, what, 6, 7, maybe even a dozen of them.
A dozen?
At this point, anything's possible.
Fred, how long was it from the time that Marie was attacked until you picked up the birds on radar?
Couldn't have been more than 5 minutes. The trouble was still going on when Ensign Chandler was killed.
So there's more than one. But what's the connection between this and our little friend in the jar?
Have you found out anything?
No. Looked at it through a microscope, but I really should dissect it, and I need another one for that.
What about the fluid?
Still working on it. But I can tell you one thing. It's an extremely dangerous substance.
I could guess that, Doc. We found it on the generator. It had almost dissolved some of the metal.
He's in shock. Look at his hands.
Burning. We can't touch those things with our bare hands.
Look out, there's another one underneath the table.
Wait! Try to capture it alive. Here, use this.
All right, now lift the edge and I'll slide this under.
What if it jumps?
Jump higher.
We've got to keep them out of the buildings. See what you can come up with to keep them away. I'll try.
He can't be moved right away. I'll need some blankets from the infirmary.
I'll get some.
Irish coffee, Admiral.
Thank you, Miss Sharp. Just place it on the desk, please.
Another death. Ensign Chandler this time.
Well, that's 3 of them. Plus the group on the plane.
Why haven't your men found that killer? They could have searched every inch of that island by now.
Well, they've found an important suspect, Admiral. And if it's the killer, every man on that island is in extreme danger. I'd like to return to Gow immediately.
What kind of suspect?
According to Dr. Beecham, an animal-like plant that secretes a deadly fluid.
An animal-like plant?
And it's capable of crawling about on root-like tentacles. They found over a dozen of them.
I've never heard of such a thing.
You have now.
Yes, Admiral.
Get me the location of the vessel nearest Gow Island.
Right away, sir.
Oh, where did the things come from? Do they know that?
Dr. Beecham thinks that they have a relationship to the vegetation samples that were brought back aboard the plane from Antarctica. But he's not certain yet.
Whatever their origin, they seem to be spreading. I'm going to place Gow Island under quarantine, Commander.
Does that mean I can't return, sir?
For the time being, until we know more about the matter.
Admiral Knight, Gow Island is my command.
I'm going to dispatch a ship into that area. If the situation becomes critical, we'll evacuate all personnel.
There's a destroyer on its way. It should get here the day after tomorrow.
If we're still here to meet it.
We found a dozen more of those monsters in the last 2 hours. Several of them have deliberately attacked some of our people. How do we stop them?
We could spread fuel oil on the ground. They won't cross it.
Fuel oil? There may be more of them in the personnel buildings. We'd better arrange to sleep somewhere else.
What about warehouse number 3? It's empty.
Fine, we'll move in tonight.
When did you say that destroyer get in?
Sometime Friday. I intend to evacuate all women and civilian personnel.
I suppose they will send a shore party.
Well, that's the usual procedure. Why?
I'm not sure. I don't like to talk nonsense.
Try me.
Those things are multiplying. There's no telling how fast. I wouldn't be surprised if it got up to be hundreds, maybe even thousands.
The whole island will be covered with them.
Could possibly be. Now, they won't cross a fuel line even for food. I put some on one of my specimens and it died.
You can't paint the whole island.
An unwarned landing party could have a pretty rough time.
Mr. Spaulding is down at the beach now taking weather sightings. Maybe he could rig up some kind of a warning.
Send a runner to him right away. What do you think, Doc?
I'm trying not to.
Look at this.
It's a shark meat.
Where did it come from?
While I was rigging the warning for the shore party, Twining killed a shark, and he wanted to stay and cut it into steaks.
And you let him?
Well, with our refrigeration out and our fresh meat supply running low, he said he'd be back before dark.
His arm's been torn from its socket.
What have I done? I should have made him leave the beach when we did. It's my fault he's dead.
It's not your fault. It's not anybody's fault.
Gotta put flavor on them things.
What would you prefer? Chocolate?
No, scotch.
Well, Chief, it looks like you're going to recover.
That's fine with me.
How soon can I get out of here? That guy gives me the creeps.
You'll go out on the ship Friday. Oh, no, you don't. Diane, I'll be back in a little while. All right, Nora.
I simply feel that
Here, drink this.
Thanks. How's my pride?
At least he's alive. How much longer can we go on like this? You can't keep risking your lives against a danger we can't even see.
We didn't save Twining.
For heaven's sakes, Bob, you mustn't accuse yourself like this.
The Navy teaches you how to fight your enemy. But there's an enemy you can see, you understand.
Welcome to the club. Science has been fighting unknown enemies for centuries.
Can science fight this one, Doc?
Oh, I think so. Up to this point, I've just been guessing, but now I think there's a very simple explanation for what's happened here. There have even been legends about it.
Superstitions, Doc?
I don't mean vampires or werewolves. What I refer to is very natural, inevitable from a standpoint of biology.
You're being very mysterious.
I'm not trying to play games with you. Just that I'm not absolutely sure.
Well, I don't care if you're sure, Doc. If there's a chance of fighting whatever's going on here, let's do it.
All right. Tomorrow morning, I want to go out to the nesting site in the Warm Springs area.
What do you expect to find, Doc?
You wouldn't believe me.
Nora, the pilot's gone.
Gone?
What happened? I tried to stop him, but he knocked me down and went out through the window.
Spaulding, get some gas bombs and rifles and some follow us in the Jeep. Come on, Jock.
Heading for the nesting site.
Where do you think you're going?
I'm going with you. That pilot may need medical aid.
You expected this, didn't you?
Yeah.
When did you figure it out?
When I dissected one of the small creatures.
tree was planted at the War Springs. How did it get here?
In plain English, it walked here.
Those little monsters, I thought they were some kind of bugs or maybe even worms.
No, they're the young of the trees. They reproduce through their leaf stalks. The fire made all of the ripe ones fall off. I think we better get out of here. Chuck, we planted 5 trees and we've killed 1. What about the others? I'm not going to go looking for them. Let's hope they don't come looking for us.
It's hard to imagine. Carnivorous trees that move on their own roots.
Not carnivorous, omnivorous, all devouring. Our bogey has no class at all. He'll eat anything, even other trees.
What would create a monster like that?
Antarctica, place where the nights are 6 months long. You see, normal plants can't survive in darkness. Our friends have surface roots and a capillary system that allows them to take only the food from the very top of the soil. You mean they behave like regular trees? Only in the summer. When winter and the long night comes, they start roaming for food. Trees that were sent here were collected in daylight. And on the plain, in the darkness, came to life. Over there. Spaulding.
The fuses are no good. Fire at the bottles. Maybe we can explode them.
Hudson Bay will be within helicopter range by 0630, Admiral.
Good. All right, Earl. Execute Operation Pickup.
Right away, Admiral.
Aft Communications informed Lieutenant Brown that the helicopter evacuation will take place at approximately 1000.
Yes, sir.
Where's Commander Simpson?
In communications. Sweating out the next report from Gow. He's really on edge.
I can't blame him. It's his command.
Or was.
Is that bad, Commander?
Worse. Crawlers are moving inland. Must be thousands of them. Lieutenant Brown estimates that they will reach the headquarters area early in the morning. Now, they're establishing a belt of fuel around the area. When the creatures reach it, they'll ignite it.
A ring of fire.
And after the fire burns out?
They'll use their flamethrowers. I got 4 of them down there.
They won't last long either.
Wait a minute. There's a combat-ready air group on the Hudson Bay, isn't there?
Yes, sir. Fighter-bomber squadron.
How soon will they be within striking range of Gow Island?
Well before dawn.
There's your answer, Admiral.
What?
Napalm.
Of course. Fire bombs. Frank, let's get right on this. Alert operations. I'll be with you in 5 minutes.
Right.
When can you be ready to leave for Gow Island, Commander?
Yesterday, sir.
Good. I want you there to take charge of the strike group. Flight control, this is Night. I want my jet transport ready to leave for the South Pacific in 15 minutes.
Hello, Tower. This is Checker 2. We've just sighted a large group of crawlers in the West Canyon. There must be at least 24 of them. They're moving in an easterly direction. Over.
All right, Checker 2. Move out of the area and check the south end of the airstrip next.
This is Checker 2, Wilco. We're getting out of here. There they are, Commander, right on schedule.
Gow Tower, the Navy Firebird leader. I have you in sight. Do you read me over?
Hello, Gow Tower. This is Firebird Leader. Receive you and await your instructions.
I have 2 targets for you. Canyon area near west end of island. Coastal area, southern tip below the bluffs. Many moving targets. Fire at will. Tower to Navy Firebird Leader. I have a new bogey for you. Open area, south end of our runway. Many crawlers sighted.
Proceeding to specified targets.
Gow Island, in the past virtually unknown to the rest of the world. Today, a famous landmark in man's struggle with the unknown. Another step forward in the march of science.